Hello everyone, welcome to this video, welcome to my channel. I created this channel because I have so many hair products that I get all the time. I would like to start sharing more about the products I use, about the hair that I get, about my natural hair, my curlies, woo! And also about wigs and hair extensions. This channel is basically going to be about wigs, hair extensions, braiding hair, crochet hair, all that good stuff. So I invite you to subscribe to this channel, click the subscribe button, smash that like button if you like this video, leave a comment, let me know what you think about certain products, about all the stuff we're gonna discuss. And today I'd like to start this video by talking about how you can get very voluminous hair like mine to lay flat underneath the wig and how I do it. So let's get into this video and let me show you how I do that. Okay, so I started by washing my hair this morning and I've just conditioned it and left a little bit of a leave-in conditioner, and as you can see, it's air dried, and over the hours it has gotten very voluminous. So if I were to just throw a wig on here, it would not look good. As a matter of fact, it would look very high. That hair would just be the hair would just be praising the Lord, lifting up, and we do not want that to happen. So I'm gonna show you how you can make this protective hairstyle truly protective. And there's different methods that I use when doing this. And I want to discuss with you the first one, which is braiding my hair underneath the wig. So what I'm gonna do to make it as flat as possible is I will wet it and make braids when I come right out of the shower. Or in this case, if it's already dried, I'm just grabbing a comb here. Grabbed some new combs today. What I do is I start by parting it down the middle. And this doesn't even have to be, a perfect part, right? All right, so I've parted my hair in half. It's not a perfect parting, which it doesn't have to be, because it's just about having it sectioned off so that we're going to be able to flatten it. Now what I like to do is I like to make 4, so I'm gonna just like roughly grab this. Ooh, really be careful with my curlies, the ends right here. Okay, and then I'm going to put this in a little braid. Just put that to the side, like so. Ta-da! All right, so now this one is staying to the side. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a leave-in conditioner, and this is one of my favorite leave-in conditioners. This is one of my favorite brands. It's Cantu. I use all of their products. I use so many of their products. If you are a curly girl, no matter what type of curl, whether it's in the beginning of the 3s or all the way to the end of the 4s, you know how good Cantu is. So I encourage you to use it. And I like to use some of the leave-in conditioner. Oh, it smells so good, by the way. So this is the leave-in conditioning cream with shea butter. So I just grab a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. And I'm gonna start with this middle one. Could have started at the end, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna start with rubbing it into the ends, slowly working my way to just soften the hair. Like so. A little bit more. And as I do this, I'm just gonna keep going higher and higher. because I don't want to saturate my hair with product, but I do want to make sure that I'm going to be able to braid, because the next step that we're going to do is braid in a way that I will not be tearing the curls apart and be tangling and thus breaking my hair. So once it's like this, you've rubbed it in nicely, what I like to do is really flatten it. I'm not gonna comb it, but I'm just gonna flatten it. And as I braid, you'll see me finger combing, which is just a natural thing that happens when you cornrow. So here, over here, in the front part of the hairline, I'm gonna make it, flatten it down as much as possible. And then from there, I'm gonna start braiding. So now you'll see me finger coming through. I'm just gonna braid back. Snug, without pulling. And because the conditioner is put in this way, when you open the braid, you're also gonna have nice curls, because it's not just brushed. So that's really cool. And it's just sitting like that underneath the wig. So yeah, let me finish that up and I'll be right back. So I finished that braid, and can you see how flat it is already? Okay, it's not a perfect braid, but all I've done is over here, just flatten it down all the way to the back. And if you can already see the difference between the braid here and here. If I were to just put it down, it's gonna be way, way puffier. So I'm gonna repeat that same process throughout the rest of my hair. As you can see, every time I braid, I finger comb it so that the curls will be nice when they come out of under the wig. So that I can technically, if I only had the wig on for a short time, I could take it off and my curls will be nice and set. And ready to go if I wanted to. So that's just a way of making life easier for yourself. And that's how this method is really helpful compared to braiding while your hair is dry. And this goes for curly hair, but I think it's also really another benefit that's also really amazing is that you're basically giving your hair a super deep mask. And it's a leave-in conditioner, so it's a win-win. So you don't want to wait too long after you've done this to go to the next step, which will be to wrap it. And there's two ways to do it. You can either wrap it and blow dry it while it's wrapped, or my preferred method, because I try to stay away from heat as much as possible, would be to use a silk type of scarf. So I have something like this right here, and just wrap it and go to sleep with it, because there's just very light amount of moisture. And the silk scarf will kind of absorb what your hair is not absorbing itself. So your hair will take what it needs, I like to say. And I'm just gonna use a little tiny bit of gel. This is Echo Styling Gel, Argan Oil, which is totally, I think it's, don't they call it like the first gel that's like good for your hair. So this is really good gel. And I like to just use this to kind of like lay the edges. Not slay the edges, just lay them flat. So that it's really good to work with when you put on your wig unit. And you see how flat, how we started out with a big fro, and then over the time, over the hours, already so flat. Isn't that amazing? Okay, and I'm also gonna show you what you can do with, if you have super long hair and you're doing this method, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the braid and you're just gonna bobby pin it like this. And then wrap it with the silk scarf. So because it's wet, it's gonna really dry overnight or underneath the blow dryer in that position basically. So last step, wrapping the hair. So I like to just make sure that it's really nice and tight. And the silk is really good. And if you're gonna sleep with it, you can also put a stocking on top of this, because silk sometimes can be a little slippery. You see my edges are laid, and you just wanna make sure that even here it's flat. So that's where, if you add like a stocking cap or even just a normal stocking on top of this, it can really help for your hair to dry in that position. And just think about it, your hair is underneath, your hair underneath this has that little bit of leave-in conditioner, and of course you can use any leave-in conditioner that you notice is good for your hair, and your hair is really protected underneath that. Because yes, when you wear a wig and you do all the styling and all the harmful things to that wig and you're protecting your hair, it's good, but you also need to remember to put a little extra underneath your hair so that your hair can really be nourished underneath. And what better way to get your hair down if you have voluminous hair like I do than to do it by this method. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this magic, take down this big fro to this super flat little piece of hair that I have now, which is taken care of. And if you did, give this video a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this with all your friends. And I hope to see you in the next video where I will be reviewing hairs, doing more how-to videos, and sharing more stuff. All right, see you soon. Bye.